everyone! So this video is going to be where I show you all the products that I've bought in the last couple of weeks. I've actually gone shopping a couple of times in the last couple weeks, but I wanted to collect some things to show you. I wanted to have some time to test them out before I talked about them on camera, and I wanted to do this video before I do another makeup tutorial so that you are familiar with the products. So really I just want to give you an opinion on all the products that I've been buying lately. If you have any of these products and you like them or you dislike them or whatever, leave me a comment below. Even if you know me in real life, go ahead and leave a comment below because your girl is trying to take off on YouTube. So the first product I have to talk about is something that I've tried using powders in the past and I haven't really liked them, and then I stopped using powder for years and years and years because I didn't think it was necessary. But I recently bought the NYC Smooth Skin Loose Face Powder in the shade Translucent, and I've talked about this on a video before, but I don't feel like it leaves a powdery residue on my face. This was only a couple of dollars too. So if you're looking for a colorless powder to set your concealer or your foundation, this is a great option. The next thing I have to show you is actually a couple of things. So in my first makeup tutorial video, which if you haven't seen it, I will link it below, I talked about how I usually prefer to apply my foundation with a beauty blender because when I use a brush, I feel like it just leaves streaks and it doesn't look right. So I mentioned that I was buying some new brushes. I did buy some new brushes. They came. I actually just bought these on Amazon. They were like $12 for 10 brushes. They're obviously synthetic. I don't even remember the name of the brand because they don't put it on their brush. I've been trying these out for a couple of weeks. I tried this flat one for foundation and I tried just buffing it in, buffing the foundation out, and I still didn't like this to apply foundation. So I find that even when I try to use this brush with different types of foundations, with different brushes, because I have like a flat paddle type brush as well, I just don't like the way that foundation applies. So I'm always going back with my beauty blender, so it takes more time. It's a waste of time because I could just use my beauty blender. I've used some of them to contour, to highlight. I tried using these for eyeshadows. The pencil brush is probably the one that's the most successful. I just use that for smoking out my lower lash line. There is a blending brush that I use like in the crease to do my transition colors. I think that my Sonia Kashuk blending brush is a lot better. The bristles, like this has very long bristles. They're soft, don't get me wrong, but it's very long and it's just, it doesn't work as well as I feel like my other one does. But for $10, these were a pretty good deal. If you're a beginner or new to makeup and you just need a brush set, you can't really go wrong for $10. Something that came with that set of brushes in the same pack for like the $10 or $12 or whatever it was this enormous sponge. I saw that this came with the brushes and I was like, I don't really need that because of my beauty blender. I'm sure it's not as good as my beauty blender, but it came with it for free, so I was like, why don't I give it a try? This is actually wet already. I wet it earlier because I was trying to prove a point about how big it gets compared to a beauty blender. It's huge and it's not very soft. When it's wet, it's squishier, not very nice. It's not soft. It soaks up the makeup. When you're using it to put on makeup, it's so dense that it feels like you're just hitting yourself in the face and it's not applying smoothly or evenly. Since it was free, I don't feel like I lost anything. I also didn't gain anything though. This is not a good dupe for a beauty blender. I could hurt you if I threw this at you, and that's not what you want your beauty blender to do. The third thing that came with that brush set, other than the brushes and the bad beauty blender, is this. This is called a brush egg, and I love this. You use it to clean your brushes, and basically the idea is that you take this, you put it like on your fingers, you wet the brush, soap on the brush, and you just rub it on these grooves, and it cleans out the makeup from your brushes. This works. This is fantastic. And I know that it's easy to just clean your brushes on your hand like this, but after cleaning 10 or 15 brushes like that, my hand is dry and pruny and disgusting. So using the brush egg gets rid of all of that. It has two separate textures. So it has this top texture, which I use for smaller brushes, and this bottom ridged part that I use for face brushes. And this works really well with any type of soap that you use to clean your brushes. It was free with that brush set that I bought, but I did see a ton of these on Amazon for $1 or $2. Speaking of cleaning, I recently wanted to try a new product other than makeup removing wipes. I usually just use makeup removing wipes because they're quick, they're easy, they're relatively inexpensive, but I decided to try this Garnier Skin Active Micellar Cleansing Water. It says that it removes makeup, cleanses, and refreshes, and that you don't need to rinse, there's no harsh rubbing, and that you can use it on your eyes. I have very sensitive skin, so one thing I liked about this product is that it does say that it's fragrance free, there's no oil, there's no alcohol, so it's not going to dry my face even further. However, I don't think that this product is worth it. It was only $5 or $6. I find that it's really difficult to actually remove makeup with this product. You put it on a little cotton round and you just hold it on the eye and wipe away without rubbing, just wiping. It doesn't really take off all of my mascara, and then using it on my face, I feel like I have to use a lot of it and a lot of the cotton pads. So I prefer just to use makeup wipes over this. I don't think that it refreshes and any of that. It's just a glorified water. If you watched my first tutorial, you know that I was not crazy about the e.l.f. concealer that I had, and I had said that I wasn't crazy about it, but that I had it, but it just started to drive me so crazy that I went out and bought another concealer. So this is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade Fair. I love this concealer. This concealer is so thick and so amazing. Like, let me just put a little on for you. Very thick and very creamy. I use it under my eyes and on my nose, near my mouth to conceal and also to highlight. It has a lot of coverage. This is very good for your skin, and I think it matches my other foundations really, really well. The next thing I have to show you is something that I was so excited to get and to use. The reason I started making YouTube videos about makeup is because of another YouTuber. Her channel is Kathleen Lights. If you don't know Kathleen, I'll link her channel below. Check her out. She's amazing. She's fantastic, super talented, and she recently collabed with Morphe to release the Kathleen Lights and Morphe eyeshadow palette. This is a gorgeous palette. So she designed this palette. Some of these shades are colors that you can get in other Morphe palettes. So I think a couple of these are in my 350 palette. Some of them are Morphe individual shadows, and then 6 of them are shadows that she designed with Morphe. So they're exclusive to this palette. This was only $15. Most of the things in this video are drugstore or drugstore price. So while you can't buy this at a drugstore, it is only $15. Morphe products on the whole are very inexpensive. Let me just go ahead and swatch these for you. Like I said, this palette is sold out right now, but if you can get your hands on it, I would 100% recommend picking it up. You know, after I said I didn't like this cleansing water, I've been using it to like take off the swatches that I've been doing. So I think I'll probably keep it around just for that reason. I picked up this Wet n Wild Mega Glow contouring palette in the shade Dulce de Leche. I don't like it. I think the brown is way too dark. I think the highlight shade it's just white. It's nothing special. But this brown is way too dark for my skin. It makes me look dirty, way too dark. The next thing I have to show you is something that I showed you briefly during my Ipsy bag unbagging in October. It's a Wet n Wild shimmer palette. I use this as a highlight, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I think that this leopard animal print is like really ugly, but the color of the highlight is amazing. The formula is really soft, it's really inexpensive, so it's hard to go wrong with this. There we go. Unless you don't like a really gold highlight, because this highlighter does just that. It highlights the heck out of your face. I'm wearing it on my face right now. I have been wearing makeup for a couple of hours, so it doesn't look as good and as fresh as it does on my hand. But this is a great highlighter. I think this is in the shade Boozy Brunch. I picked up a new foundation today because the one that I've been using, the Maybelline Fit Me, says that it's matte and poreless, and I didn't realize it was matte and poreless when I bought it. So that's actually for combination to oily skin, and I have dry skin. So I thought, why don't I pick up another foundation to try out? So this is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. This is in the shade Creamy Vanilla. I haven't tried this yet, and the only reservation I have about it is that it does look a little yellow. My skin doesn't have yellow undertones. It definitely has pink and red undertones, but it says that it has medium to full coverage. It's lightweight and oil-free, long-wearing, water-resistant, and sweat-proof. So I will go ahead and try this and let you guys know what I think about it. It has a pump, which is actually really cool. I do like that it has a pump. Oh my god, this is very orange. I'm gonna need to put concealer on top of this or mix this with some sort of white or light foundation because this is not the color of my skin. Wow. But like I said, I will try it out and I will get back to you on how I like this foundation. Maybe in my next tutorial video, I'll go ahead and use this foundation so that you can see how it looks on my face instead of on the back of my hand. That's yellow. So if you watched my last tutorial, there's a hole in my sock, hold on. If you watched my last tutorial, you know how I feel about the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I love that mascara. It's amazing. I love it to death. I'm wearing it today. But I wanted to pick up some other mascaras so that when I didn't want to do a very dramatic lash look, I could have something else to turn to. So these are Essence Lash Princess. I got these at Ulta and they actually came in a 2-pack. So I got 2 mascaras for like $7 or $8. If you don't know about Essence, you should know about Essence. If they sell this at your Ulta, go ahead and check them out. They're really inexpensive and I feel like these products work really, really well. One of them is supposed to be a daytime mascara, so this pink one is the daytime and this green one is the nighttime formula. And the difference is that one of them is supposed to give you a false lash look. So the daytime brush is kind of curved. You can see it a little bit there with the white background. And the nighttime wand is just a straight standard mascara wand. I'm gonna be honest with you, I've only used these mascaras a couple of times and I don't love them, but coming from the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, I don't think that I was destined to love these, but as really like $3.50 mascaras, these are not bad. I would definitely recommend checking out Essence. And on that note, the last few things that I have to show you are lip products. The first two being Essence products. Having grown up in the 2000s and the early 2000s when people were just wearing dark lip liner and nothing else, I did not think that lip liner was something that I needed to have or that I needed to know how to apply. But I got these lip liners. I think that underneath lipsticks, these are really, really great. So these are Essence, and this is in the shade Satin Mauve, and this one is in the shade In the Nude. So underneath Nude lipstick, this looks really, really great. And then under that lipstick sample that I got in my Ipsy bag last month called Smoke, this looks fantastic. This also looks really, really great with berry tones and berry shades. So I just put these on the back of my hand so that you could see the color. This is In the Nude and this is Satin Mauve. And as you can see, they're very pigmented. They're very creamy putting them on. They don't stick and they don't pull. They really do glide on really, really smooth. So if you want something to wear underneath a lipstick or just even underneath a lip gloss, you could just put these on and then throw on a nude gloss and I think it would look really, really pretty. Speaking of lip gloss, and to finish up the Essence theme, this is the XXXL Shine lip gloss from Essence in the shade Glamour to Go. I put this on today without a lip liner or anything because I didn't want a crazy lip look. I just wanted something on my lips and it was way too frosty to wear alone. So it really does have a lot of shine, which is good because it is called the XXXL Shine Gloss. It is a very light kind of peachy pink color, so not too overwhelming or anything like that. Just like the other Essence products in this video, this was only a couple of dollars. So if you do have Essence around, I would recommend that you go ahead and pick them up. My boss is here, she's so excited. If you don't know me in real life, I'm an RA at the college I go to, and my boss is really excited about all of my makeup videos, and she keeps asking me when I'm gonna make new ones. So she just walked by the window and saw me making this one, and that's why I was waving and freaking out. Point is, if Essence is at an Ulta near you, I would definitely check them out. The last two things I have to show you are lipsticks. Just like I wasn't really a fan of lip liner in the past, I haven't always been a fan of lipstick. Maybe because my lips aren't very big, so I just feel like it draws attention to them and I don't really want to draw attention to my lips. But these lipsticks I really, really like. These are from Catrice. I also got these at Ulta. What I like about these without even opening them is the packaging. They're black and they're kind of heavy, so they give you the impression that they are more expensive than they actually are because they're so heavy. So I have mine in the shade Maroon and Nudetastic. So I'll just go ahead and swatch these for you. All of these are really smooth, really creamy, really inexpensive. The funny thing about these lipsticks is that they match the lip liners like almost perfectly, and I didn't intend for that to happen. My last and final product before you can escape this 20-hour long video is a lipstick from Urban Decay. This is a sheer formula and it's in the shade F Bomb. I saw this on clearance at Ulta and I just had to have it, even though I don't normally buy lipsticks. It's a very pretty red color and I love it. I love it because it's sheer, I love it because it's red, I love it because it was on clearance, and I love it because it was Urban Decay. So because it is a sheer formula, you can see that it doesn't have full coverage, which I actually really like because I can just put it on really casually and it gives me a beautiful pop of color on the lips without being like a red lip. Like, this is really pretty, this is really great. So that completes this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of the things that I have bought in the last few weeks. I have used some of these in makeup tutorials already. I have plans for all of these in makeup tutorials, especially the Kathleen Lights palette. Keep your eyes open because I have 2 tutorials coming on 2 different looks using the Kathleen Lights palette. Just like with the Ipsy video and my first video, I will leave a list of all of the products that I talked about in the description so that if you really want to try something out or you've really wanted to try something out and I inspired you, you can try it out. If you do have any of these products and you really love them or you really hate them, let me know down below. But otherwise, I will see you in my next video. So while I was cleaning up for that video, I dropped the Wet n Wild contouring palette on the ground and it's completely broken. I guess it's a good thing that I said I didn't really love this. Now I really don't love this at all.